Or let's start at 18 inches from the two ends. We're going to start this just like any other Mad Max style adjustable paracord bracelet. Take the left strand, pass it over the core. Take the right strand, pass it over the dark, underneath, and through. Slightly tighten it, leaving a gap at the top. So I'm pinching it with my left hand. Take the right cord, pass it over the top. Take the left cord, pass it over the dark, underneath, and through. And then tighten that as tight as we can get it. Take the left cord, pass it over the core. Take the right cord, go over the dark, underneath the core, and through the left loop. And then tighten. Next, we're going to take our watch. Now, the way I want to make this is I want to have the bottom towards this. So, here's the core. Again, I'm going to turn it upside down. And pass these from the top down. I'm going to flip it over, pass these through. Alright. Right now the distance doesn't really matter. So the next step, after I've threaded all of this, I'm going to take the cord on the right, go underneath, and pass it from underneath to the top, like this. And I'm pinching this to control it, and I'm going to pull on the core strand right here. So I have this going underneath and through, and then this core is connected all the way through and around. So I'm going to pull that through and tighten it as tight as I can get it. This is going to be supporting a lot of weight with the watch. I'm going to do the same thing with the left core strand. Go underneath from the bottom up, just leaving about an inch or two, and then I'm going to do the same thing, pull on the core strand to tighten it. So we're going to take the right strand, pass it over the core. Left cord goes over the right, underneath the core, and through the right loop. Take the left strand, pass it over the core, right cord over the left, underneath, and through. Just continue the pattern for about 15 to 16, possibly 17, depending on your wrist size, passes. Right now that we have about 15 passes, I'm going to bring the watch up a little bit, closer to the Cobra weave. Take the right strand, we're going to feed that through. We're going to go from top down. And then with this one, from the bottom up. reduce the slack. And do the same thing with the left strand. So right next to it we go top down, and the next one we go bottom up and reduce the slack. And try to get the Cobra stitch and the watch perpendicular to each other or parallel, depending on your perspective, what you're referencing. Okay. Now we're going to keep the same stitching going on. I need to pay attention that inside is dark, outside is light. So now I'm going to take the right cord, pass it over the core, left cord over the right, underneath and through. Try to tighten it up. Do not over tighten because we need some space for later. Take the left cord over the core, right cord over the left, underneath and through. Right cord over the core, left cord over right, underneath and through. So for this side we'll make about 17 passes. Alright, now that I've made about 17 passes, I'm going to rotate the watch. I'm going to still continue to keep the same pattern, the dark on the inside, gold on the outside, or the light one on the outside. So I'm going to take the right side, pass it over the core, left over the right, underneath and through. Left strand over the core, right strand over the left, underneath and through the left loop. Right strand over the core, left strand over the right, underneath and through. Left strand over the core, right strand over left, underneath and through. Take the right cord, pass it top down, take the left cord. You will have to move the core off to the side as much as you can. Pass the left cord top down. The more cord you try to fit in there, less likely it's going to want to fit in. So you have to coerce it. I'm flipping it over to make it easier to work with. Pushing the core off to the side. Again, this is the dark cord. Passing it from the bottom up. Taking the other cord, the light cord, doing the same thing. Passing it through. start the King Cobra pattern. I still want the dark on the top, so I need to use the right cord, pass it over the core, left cord over the right, underneath and through. Now we're going to take the left cord, pass it over the core, right cord over the left, underneath and through. Right, now that we have all the pattern established, let's try it on before we finish. So again, I had this side being 15, because it's a shorter distance for my watch to go from this way for my wrist. Then I did 17 for the long way, going this way, because it's a longer distance going this way to be about in the middle right here on my wrist. Let's just go ahead and finish. Estimate how long this is going to be here. Now, this is going to be the stopper knot. That was our core. Passes through right here to keep it visual. So I'm just going to make a simple overhand knot. You can make a diamond knot, or whatever other knot you want to make, if you have enough cord. I like having a long rope. Other people may want a shorter one. It is up to you. So I'm going to cut this about 1/8 of an inch from the weave. I like doing one at a time. Cut the other one again 1/8 of an inch from the weave. Next, I'm going to try to get all this even before I finish it off. It looks about even. So I like not having any tails on it. I like singeing it, melting it to the knot itself.
you.